I'll start with a quick review for this book, Beyond Biocentrism. Interesting, it has an interesting thesis in the book about the fact that we may be constructing reality not the other way. It was really hard to actually buy it, and some parts of the book are better than others, and some parts I think he went a little too deep into the details. But and I haven't really liked the idea that much. Eventually, I settled on a 3 out of 5 stars for this book. I wouldn't necessarily recommend unless you're interested in this. It's an idea, not a new idea for sure, but it's an idea. If you're looking for some ideas, it's one of them. But I would not necessarily recommend it if you're not looking for those type of things. Let's see the notes. According to some, time is only observed by us and is not an entity by itself. So time is not really a thing in a way. It's we and not invented time, but time is a bio. I think it says time is a biological thing. It's something he says in the book. According to some, time is a continuous present with no past and future. There's no past and future. It's just a continuous moment. It has some relation to the Buddhist. I think he also makes that connection that there is a continuous thing. There is no past and future. You can go back or go to. According to one, entropy is not a product of the arrow of time. Rather, is a statistical fact that there is more options to be disorganized. There's this arrow of time, which the part of it, the idea is that entropy increases with time. That's kind of an arrow of time which goes forward, and there is more entropy as you go forward. But according to some, the idea that entropy increases is due to the fact that there is statistically more possibilities to go wrong than to go in formation in a way. There's more ways to be disorganized than organized. There's only one way to be organized, or maybe a little more than one, but there is much more ways to be disorganized. According to the theory, the material world is a product of our perception. That's the main theory, is that it's not really it exists in a way, but the way it exists, it's our perception. The act of observation changes lights and particles. We change things by observing it. Photons behave either like particles or like wave, which can penetrate 2 holes at once. Observation has an impact. So photons can to have a very interesting traits that they can penetrate 2 things or 2 holes at once. And observing them is or has an impact. Interesting. Particles can transmit information to other particles from other galaxies, which is faster than the speed of light. Something I really fully comprehended, hard to comprehend. That particles have some connection. You move one here, they move one across the galaxy, some weird stuff. And that's the proof in a way they have for something that is faster than the speed of light, because it's farther than it's really far away, light years away, but they have that connection. When we look at a waterfall, we don't see the space between droplets. Similarly, empty space only appears empty. So the idea is that he tried to make that distinction or similarity between waterfall when we don't see the space. So he said maybe there is no really space in between. There is space, but when you look at it from far or something, maybe there is no. It only appears that there is empty space, but maybe there isn't. The perception matters. Vacuum energy exists in space, so it's something that exists in space. Vacuum energy that has energy. Side note, the main theory is that consciousness creates the world and not the other way around. Usually we think of world create consciousness, then they claim that it's the other way around. Consciousness creates the world. Again, hard to get it. According to the author, the location of the silverware is in our minds. It's not. It's something that that's why I wrote according to the author, because it's something. It's like I'm not sure of the validity of the premise. According to the author, time is biological. That's something I spoke below before. That time is biological, and there is no thing such as time in general. It's something we not invented, something we use, but it's not an entity by itself. Again, something I'm not fully agree with personally. We cannot imagine things outside of our logical mind for things to be at two places at the same time. For example, we cannot imagine that. In general, we have problem imagining things that are outside of our logical mind. And the best example is being in two places at the same time. Nothing lives alone, it's all connected. It's also something Buddhistic, is that everything is connected. There is nothing that goes by itself, which is true in a way. So that is for the notes. Again, it's a 3 stars. Some weird ideas here in the book. Some of them are more interesting than others. If you're looking, there is a lot of physics in the book. If you don't like physics, that might be deter you from reading the book. Overall, if you are interested in that type of stuff, I would recommend, but overall, I would not. Thank you.